Jason. Honestly, I like it.
Yeah.
I just gotta say, like, okay, Jason has great hair, but I gotta say, this is kind of shaped exactly like his hair. You notice that? Yeah, Jason was talking about losing weight, like body stuff, and one time a guy came up to me and he was like, hey, how come the body positivity movement wasn't applied to men? And I was like, dude, I agree with you. You guys should work on that. Oh, that was not funny. Okay, cool. That's what the host does. Your comedians do well, and then you bomb in the middle. Okay, that's how you do your job. Okay, I'm so kidding. Folks, you guys, we have a really special thing coming up. We have a really special fucking thing coming up, and I want you to make some noise for this event. Okay, this is the birth of a stand-up comedian. Okay, we got someone doing their first ever stand-up comedy set. Are you ready? Yes, let's do a little more. Please welcome to the stage my friend and improviser, a hilarious person. Please welcome Lauren and Elizabeth Campbell.
Thank you. Oh my God, my nice introduction. So my name is Lorraine Elizabeth Campbell, and I'm the last of 5 children. And when I was born, I immediately caused a problem for my parents because I was born during one of the biggest snowstorms in Canadian history. And my father really wanted to travel to Montreal to come and see the Queen, but he couldn't because I was born. So he wanted to name me Elizabeth. And my mom was like, no, we're not naming her Elizabeth. And they were, at the time, my father had just started his restaurant, and there was this woman there named Lorraine, and she had this big laugh, and my mom just loved it so much. And she said, we have to name her Lorraine. And I was like, no, Elizabeth. Anyways, my mom won. And coincidentally, the next year, the Queen actually came to Ottawa, and my father, being one of the first black chefs in the Canadian Federation, was able to cater for the Queen. So he actually met her after all. And then they found out that Lorraine, in French, Lorraine, means the Queen. So it was just like, oh, this is great. Everybody's happy. Well, at least I thought. So, but they live in Ottawa. So, and that's where I grew up. I liked Ottawa growing up. It's a family-friendly place. But I had to leave, obviously, because I have a big mouth and I speak my truth. And people in Ottawa don't do that outside of their house. They usually just smile. They're really nice people, but in their homes, they say what they really, really mean, like what they're really thinking. So I couldn't deal with that. I really love Montreal for this reason, because people are just straight up. You can have really good conversations. And so I moved here in 2007, and one actually just to get away from my parents because they wanted me to go to law school, and I really loved working with children. So I came here to study the early childhood education system. And then eventually I opened up my own daycare, and I was here for 12 years doing that, and then COVID hit, and I was pregnant, and I said, oh man, I can't do this, I gotta shut this down. And so I had a baby in 2020. He's 3 now. Thank you. And during the pandemic, when Jason was getting fat, I was in a very abusive relationship. And I couldn't leave. I couldn't go anywhere because, had no business. I was dependent on this person. So I started just being more creative and doing things for myself. And when that relationship ended, and he pretty much fucked me over, I had no money. I still don't. And I just thought I got into comedy and improvisation because it's cheaper than therapy. So you guys think I'm here to make you laugh? I'm actually here to heal, okay? Yes. So that's my backstory. And so we are in one of my favorite seasons of the year. I love fall, just because of all the layers. And today I saw what makes fall the best. And I got this scarf out for this reason. You ever notice when people are walking with long scarves, and they're just like listening to music or something, and then eventually this scarf gets like bunched up in their crotch, and they're just walking, and they don't even notice. It happens to me all the time. And then I realized, oh my God, this actually feels really good. And I'm sure, like, maybe some men don't really like that because they already got junk up in there. But for me, I think it's awesome when this happens in the fall, and I love the fall for this reason. So if you ever see me like this, just know I'm having a good time and walking. Another reason why I love fall is because it's mating season. And, you know, it's the best time to get it in, you know. So I went on this women's retreat recently, and I left my downstairs window open, and this little critter came in. And when I came home, I saw him running across the counter. I was like, oh my God, I have to get this thing out of here, like, immediately, because there's going to be no banging in my house, okay? No one's getting laid in this house except for me. And I live alone, so this mouse, I call him Prince Albert, is not bringing any friends in, because I know that's what they're gonna do immediately, is like multiply. So like my first thing was, and I called my oldest son, so I have an older son, he's gonna be 32 in November, I have my 3-year-old. So I called my oldest son to come over, and he starts putting traps around and these like sticky papers and stuff. And I have the most sensitive heart. I can't hurt an animal, I can't hurt a plant or insects or anything. So just Monday morning, this Monday, one of the mouse got trapped on this sticky thing, and I couldn't bring myself to bring it outside. I had to call my neighbor, this Latin man, and I'm like trying to explain to him, he doesn't speak English, can you come over and get this mouse out of my house? So I learned that mouse in Spanish is raton or something, raton. And so his wife was like letting him know, like, raton, she has a rat in her house. And I'm like, oh my God, I have a mouse in my house. So he took the mouse out in a box, but it was still alive. And it was like stuck on this thing. It was like, and I started crying. Like I started crying for a mouse. Like I felt so bad for this thing. Anyways, he's in a better place now. I'm happy. I'm happy that he's safe and probably in a better place. So yeah, he's maybe getting it on in the fields. And I'm still not getting any. But one of the things I love about Montreal is the polyamorous community. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. It's like, should I try this? You know, because I am bisexual too, and you know, why not? So I went on OkCupid. I started meeting some people, and I went on a date the other day with this guy who's polyamorous as well. He has 2 other girlfriends. And I realized I associate polyamory with people who have multiple cars. Like, you know, like a Sunday driving car, you know, a winter car, a summer car. Like, I realized that there was this kind of association happening, because when he says to me, he's like, Lorraine, I'm downtown. You can meet me at Winners. And I was like, oh, he likes to shop. This is great. And so I'm walking to Winners. From my house, obviously, like this. And I'm walking to Winners, and I'm thinking, is this like Pimp My Ride? Am I gonna get pimped out? And that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, am I gonna get, you know, dressed? This guy's gonna like shower me with stuff, but no, that didn't happen. But he bought stuff for himself, which is okay. Totally okay. And one of the things I liked about was going to say fall, and then the next season that I love is winter, because it's cold and you get to stay inside. And what do you do when you get inside and it's cold? You bang! You have sex! So I call it, for me, winter stands for, like, in her. Winter, in her. En français, it's l'hiver, and I say in there. That's the way I see winter. You know, it's just like all about getting it in. and it's the warm fuzzies. Well, in reality, I actually like winter because it's the time where I like to sit and write. I'm actually working on a grant right now. I don't know if there's anybody out there that is trying to meet that October 4th deadline. No? Okay, great, no competition. I'm writing a screenplay, and I have this for October 4th deadline, but I also plan on writing throughout the winter because it's cold and it's quiet. And yeah, I wanted to share that. Another thing I wanted to share is my appreciation for everybody here, because this is my first time doing stand-up. And I feel really comfortable here. I love Montreal Improv. And if you happen to be here in town on Saturday, I'm going to be in a show called The Interview. And it's basically you come with your resume and you will be interviewed on stage, and then we're going to do skits based on the information that you give. And it should be fun. It should be hilarious, and I'm just thankful. Thank you, Lauren, for having me.
That was amazing. First time. Maria was Yes. I'm like jealous. You have poise, you have confidence, you have jokes your first time. Unfair. Unfair. Started from the bottom. Audible.